And we're back with another episode of The Tall Tales. And it was episode 3. They called it The Squire. I'm going to call it Don't the Lunk because of all of the mistakes that he makes that you'll hear about coming up. Or you probably watched. So I like again, I like the cold opens. It was cool to see, him sleeping and then have little eggs just be like, I thought he was like nervous, like self-conscious, worried about, his identity and somebody was going to find out. But it was more restless about T.N.R.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets up and takes Thunder out there and...
Well, I thought it was funny when he goes to, they use the horse one.
And then, he takes the horse out and he gives him that cute little speech about how the ground's going to be probably rougher than this, and you're going to be bigger.
I can get him his lance.
Yeah, you're going to be twice the size of any rider that he's used to. I can get him his weapon, hopefully, but you're going to have to do the rest. And he's like, my father said you should never talk to horses, that they're dumber than dogs and they only understand the crop. And he was like, I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
That would be trippy because I, as a grown man, am nervous around horses, and you're not supposed to be, okay? But then to have one, okay, he's gonna nod his head real close to you, and he's trained, it's all good. You're a little kid.
I wonder if there's a trainer behind him out of shot.
Yeah, I like doing that. Okay, and there to be like, okay, don't stomp the little guy.
Yeah.
But it was awesome how he's like, and they did that little funny moment where he's like, come on!
Yeah.
The horse just fucking drops it.
Takes a dump right on the field.
No. I wondered about that. Did they sit there with a camera on that horse long enough
to
wait for
CG dump.
Yeah, it had to be, right?
Yeah.
But back in the day, if they wanted that shot, and how we would have to make that shot with my low budgeting, right?
Get the green screen, rope him stake him to the ground.
And we
stands there.
And yeah, just wait. Just keep the camera on. She'll shit eventually.
We gave him 8 hours. He's gotta go soon.
We wasted 7 hours of film, dude. Just on the horse just fucking standing there. What are we gonna do with this? We can sell it to the Mr. Ed show. Anyway, so he starts to get better though. He starts to run gradually faster, and I thought that was really cool. That wasn't in the books because it's not really from Egg's point of view yet, at least as far as I've gotten. It's all Dunk's kind of point of view. So that didn't happen in the books. That was really cool to see him trying, wanting to be a part of it, and to think of who he is and what he's going to become. He is getting knowledge that other kings and people of privilege might not have taken the time to even bother learning, like his drunk ass older brother.
Yeah, and also I think it's a different school when you're doing it by yourself. Because let's say the kings did have this opportunity or whatever, but it's from the viewpoint of having a master of stables or horses or whatever you call it.
And yeah, it would be different. He's out in the rugged dirt doing it himself, like a hedge knight, poor.
Yeah, this scene really kind of made me grow on the actor for Egg.
Yeah, he's nailing it.
This whole episode, I really like him.
And I love the soundtrack, that violin. The whole soundtrack is just fucking bomb. They nailed it. Whoever scored it was just bombed it. And the horse just gradually get going faster, and he's getting better. Twirling with the fucking sword was bomb. I was wondering what that was in the trailer for so long. I thought it was just him fucking around, and I guess it is, but for a purpose. And he's sitting there with the horse, and up walks this old dude with the eye patch, right?
And a sick tunic.
And he's barefoot, like fucking Bob. Like English Bob. He's just barefoot, walking up, big old sword on his back. And he's, did you steal that horse? And the kid's just automatically scared. But he doesn't say no. My first reaction was just to say no, but he has this comment. It's not stealing if you mean to put it back.
It also is it sounds like a yes. It's actually it is.
I did steal it, but I'm going to put it back later.
Yeah.
And he says that, what does he say? He says, what's wrong with your hair? He's like, what's wrong with your eye? And then it shows that bitchin' scene. I didn't notice it the first watch through. I thought it was just like
a socket.
Yeah.
That same with me. Second watch through, there's an eyeball dangling.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. And he's just mad, just And he says that too after the kid realizes, he goes, "You're a Robin
Reisling, yeah.
Reisling," and he's like, "I'm a vessel of the warrior." He's like, "When madness is deserved, madness is
Yeah. And he like tries to get near Thunder, and Thunder doesn't have none of it. And then the kid goes up,
down.
oh yeah, and he's like, okay.
He's like, "Maybe this is your word."
You're kind of small for a squire. And then he's like, I'm Squire to Sir Duncan the Tall. He's big enough for plenty big enough for the both of us. And he's like, I've never heard of him.
You will.
And you're back at camp, and Dunk is like visibly irritated with Egg having, just disappeared like he was always worried about in the middle of the night. With his fucking horse and his sword and all of his shit.
That's awesome. Did he have his own lance? Where's that? Or no, he's playing the sword, not a lance. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like he was running with a lance.
Yeah, I thought I remember that, but anyway.
He must have a lance, I guess. But he was sitting there sewing, and he basically asked Egg, like, where you been? Been a training. And he, don't run off without telling me again, kind of thing. Tells him to brush the horses because Thunder looks like he's been fucking
Run through a hedge.
Yeah, I mean, well, what about breakfast? And you'll get breakfast after, and it's salt beef. He complains about it. He'd rather eat the horse, and you'll eat my fish if you don't do as you're told. But then he feels bad, and in the books it says that too. He's like, even though he knew he wouldn't beat him, but he didn't have that whole training sequence. There was a different. So they tie in these different moments with their own ideas and liberties into the parts of the books, and it's really cool that way.
Yeah, and
so they can stay true, but then also add.
Yeah, because Egg's all sulky when he has to go brush the horse. He's like, never mind you that. And then it comes to them doing their
sewing, teaching him how to sew, and how you get so good at it. And
he kind of blushes right there. He's like, oh, I guess I am kind of good at it, huh? And he's like,
practice.
And he goes, how about this? And he's like, yeah! Like, they're all excited.
Yeah, they're all excited. And then he teaches him to sew, and then he said, brushing the horses, and then he says, "Sir, is it odd that I have black hair growing out of my snout?" And he's like, "All that you're telling me." And then he just
the kid just blankly looks at him. Again, selling me on this whole.
Their dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, their dynamic is so good. The both the actors, and that would be weird too to have a dynamic with, such a young actor. Like, this is my partner, and we're gonna make fucking millions together on this new show.
I don't know. The guy that plays Dunk, I've seen him feel like, not interviews, like him and Egg talking. He's like, how did you react when you found out you got the part and stuff like that? And he seems really humble too.
Yeah.
Because he's like, a lot of times, especially with HBO, and Game of Thrones, they just find these unknowns.
Yeah. And then sometimes they might shoot a pilot and drop it and be like, well, we didn't end up wanting to use that one, and then you're like, oh fuck, well. I guess I'm not on Game of Thrones, Ma. And then he's sitting there in the tree, and Egg sings that song. And I want to get the lyrics from the song if we can. Perfect, all the perfect lyrics. It's like a child song that we hear.
Yeah, like, something behind the refrigerator.
Yeah.
You're little. Ask me no more questions.
Yeah, and it was like Prince Baelor was the firstborn. Prince Maker came out last. And then it was like ass, but a different word for ass, and a horse was horse.
And they're going to use, but that was country.
Yeah, it was like perfect. And the little kid sings it like on point. It's just like whittling.
And you hear Dunk in the background.
I thought he was shitting. I thought he had like diarrhea or something.
Again?
Yeah, I was upset. And they were just choosing to do off camera this time. But then he was coming around the corner and he says, all right, it's time. Gather my things. And the kid's like, for what? Because I mean to enter the lists,
He's like, you don't even have your shield. He's like, well, get it along the way.
Yeah. But I like his look on his face when he says that. Right. We'll get along the way.
Like, that was my
and then kind of like lifts his shoulders up like that. Yeah, I knew that. And he's like, you can't, only firstborns, or no, highborns and no, knights of noble renown.
Well renowned, yeah.
Yeah, so they have to be like a good winner, well known, and a knight of noble birth. Was it both or one or the
It's
other?
both, so it's like the highborn's gonna go first, I assume.
Yeah.
And then if no more highborns and they have more time in the first day, then the well-renowned knights
That have like wins under their belt and shit.
or probably like famous under one certain family. Like, hey, doesn't have our name, but he's been serving us for 20 years, and
Like a Barristan Selma.
everybody knows his name. You know?
Yeah, and he's a badass fighter.
So he's like, so I can't even enter today? Well, I've been puking all morning for him. Kids like, it's a mystery. I don't know.
And it's like, all right, well, and he doesn't say it, but they just go shopping, and he's at the fucking market, asking a dude for goose eggs, and the dude's like, getting ready to fucking shop the dude.
Like a rush hour. No. It's goose eggs. And he's like reaching around behind his ass. And that's when this love lady comes up.
This little puppet girl, and he's like, you like goose eggs? She's like, your show to be done this evening. Right.
Yeah, and she walks away, and he's just like, oh my god. And I was thinking, internally, like in the book, you'd be like, dunk the lump,
Yeah.
thick as a castle wall.
Yeah. And then Egg walks up and is like, he's like, shut up.
Well, yeah, and I think it's funny because, like, with the song and then that scene, especially back to back, it really shows, like, his age. He is like a little 9-10-year-old kid, you know?
Yeah. And then he's got the goose eggs, and then they're off to that big breakfast, and wow.
I love the little, it's like upbeat, happy-go-lucky.
It's like almost Andy Griffith music,
Yeah.
like happy, strolling down the river, music, and
they're frying up some
fucking
ham.
goose eggs. If you can really get goose eggs, I told Tish I want to try
If that's how, I was just thinking.
one of those, man, we can fucking share it, and fucking huge.
Goose egg omelet.
Yeah, holy hell. And it looked like pork maybe, but it was over that little can. I want to try to cook on one of those too, that actually hangs over the fire. It's not above the fire with legs. That's got to be hard not to fuck your shit up.
He just got like a single, like, pocket knife size.
Whipping that shit.
An egg is
Rips
just staring
the
down, like,
rips that big old fresh bread, and then they like have fucking egg sandwiches. And then it's early.
An egg, eating egg sandwiches, just going,
loving it.
And then cut to smash.
And they're just partying it up at the daytime tourney, having a good time. Drink some ale from like a buddy and be like, hey, having a good time.
Yeah. He's like, what? Or may as well, and takes me and spits out of me.
And it's like, you can tell it choked him, like Everett Fair, I imagine,
Or just, he was thinking ale, and it was like hard,
hard liquor.
Yak piss. And Egg is tapping on the shoulder like,
you alright?
we're chilling with some good people here.
Yeah, this is a good time.
He's so excited. Every hit, you just see him, wow!
And it showed Sir, what's his name? The dude that's running the games. Ashford. Lord Ashford's son. It particularly showed him winning a couple of the tilts against, I didn't remember the sigils, but they named a bunch. And then it shows them on their little hillside, looking down, and Egg talks about how I think I could stay here in a place like this. I could get used to a place.
I can imagine myself in a place
Oh,
like
yeah,
this.
that's what it is.
Sounds like you are in a place like this.
Yeah. I mean, for a long time. And it's like, after I, serve a campaign for my lord, of course, come back a war hero, gives me a plot of land, hand of his second most beautiful daughter, dump like second, and the kid's fucking quick and smart, and fun, and he's well, you've already married the first most beautiful, right, sir? And they smile and have a good time, and then he asks, he tells him, I'll tell you this, and this is a thought he had in the book about Egg. When Egg got to work quick after getting threatened with a beating in the books, he had this thought in his head, but he tells Dunk in the show.
Tells Egg in the story.
Yeah, tells Egg, in the story, which makes it another cute, mentor moment where he's like, I'll tell you this, you really do good work when you put your mind to it. And Egg's like, you think so? Like, good enough? Does that mean I can stay on as your squire after the tournament? And he's trying to let the kid know that I don't think I'm going to win, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to probably be in the poorhouse, and I'm not going to be able to even feed you, dude. let alone myself, let alone you. But he doesn't say it. He's like, beats around the bush with, well, if I lose my first tilt, I'll scarcely be a knight and stuff like that. But if you do win, he repeats it, and Dunk goes to be like, well, if I do win, you can, and right as he's about to say it, up comes the master of the games. And fuck, I love this dude. I wish I could have got it. I didn't take the time to get his name. I will get it next time, of the character's name. The master of the games, though, is so fucking funny.
He's just like, Dunk, and then down he goes.
Every time, it's like a big one, you can hear it. So good. And he's walking down the river, like we were just talking about, with Dunk, and Dunk is worried, right? Is there a problem with my entry? And he's, no, I'm just wanting to show you this new fishing spot I'm keen on. And then he says, would it surprise you to learn our Lord Ashford has richly overspent on his daughter's pension? No, it wouldn't. Okay, well, with winter just passed and spring, our flocks down and shit like that, we're in for hard times unless we can, reverse our fortune. And Dunk's like, I don't have any money. He's like, surprising as that may be.
Dunk's like, I can't donate. And he was like, yeah, not what we're asking.
Yeah. I don't mean to rob you, I mean to reward you. And essentially, he asked him, how do you know Lord Ashford's son, right?
The one who we were saying.
Yeah, and he's pretty good, tilt or whatever. And he's like, well, yeah, and if somebody were to come along and challenge him and dehorse him, someone that would bet on that unlikely hero might stand to make a lot of money.
Yeah, so we're not asking you to take a dive, we're saying he'll take the dive.
And you'll still win,
And we'll make out on our bets, you'll get his horse.
And his shield and his fucking, all that. A pretty good deal for a hedge knight living underneath a fucking elder tree. And he's like, But he basically says, yeah, take a dive. We're going to have him take a dive. And I'm not asking you to do anything. I mean, don't
that
disrespect.
You didn't already intend to do.
Yeah.
Take your place on Champions Row.
So, and it's a pretty good fucking payout for all that. And he's like, I don't want a victory that I haven't earned. And he kind of tells him, well, haven't you earned it? Yeah. All this shit you went through to just get in the game.
Yeah, what you had to go through, just to
fucking make it here amongst these people.
You sprung a fucking conversation on the
they caught you for fucking eavesdropping.
Yeah.
That could have went so much worse.
Yeah. Take your win while you got it.
Yeah. And he doesn't want the fixed fight, and he's like, I just beg you to think about it, we'll get your answer on tomorrow, but it would help everybody out. Everybody win-win,
Yeah.
Nobody has to know. Mind your pride, Sir Duncan,
Yeah.
Basically, fuck your pride. Do you want to be poor forever?
Yeah, what are you telling for?
Yeah.
You're not trying to get your name known to everyone. You're just
trying to live and make money, and you'll be good. And then you can go on and do your real fights, man, with a good horse and good armor and fucking money in your pocket. To where if you do lose, you don't lose your fucking ass.
Mm-hmm. And who knows, maybe like a family sees you take down Sir Andrew or whatever his name is, and
automatically it's like, hey, let's hire that dude.
Yeah.
You're good.
But then after you leave, the horn goes off.
And I was wondering, is that to signal the Targaryens being involved?
Well, like I said, I think that the Highborn's going to go first, right? And he's the highest born, basically enlisted.
Yeah, the prince.
So he gets to go first, so they're announcing it like, hey, first.
Everybody, if you're shit in the woods, come run in. If you're selling jewelry, drop what you're doing.
And they explain this more in the book, but they kind of show in the show is like, it's a bunch of knights in their little pavilions outlining the
waiting to be challenged.
The tilt or whatever you call it. And so they go up and, like in Knight's Tale, they would like hit the things, but he goes up and you pick your opponent, and he goes up to his cousin for Aryon, Bright Flame gets announced, and
he goes up to Valar. He's just sitting there, and everybody's tense because they're thinking Targaryen against Targaryen in the first fucking round.
And
why would they do that?
He like looks at Dunk, and he's like, could happen,
And when he first
gets the law or rules.
Yeah, and when he first gets there though, he looks up at his uncle, Baelor Breakspear, and Baelor even looks like not irritated, but like stressed out that this particular nephew is involved in it.
Yeah, because the nephew even stops to like give him like the offer.
Praise, like, Uncle, I'm here.
And he's
dude.
just like twiddling with his ring, like,
yeah.
You know he doesn't like him.
And
is Valar his kid?
Valar is his. Yeah,
okay.
The other one is his kid.
And Makor's gone. You
yeah.
hear later that he's looking for his kids, but
so
you notice he's not sitting next to his brother.
And yeah, just go about it. And then he goes to his cousin, yeah, and he's, don't worry, cousin, I won't embarrass you today.
Yeah.
And
very smug. I love this actor.
Oh, and how he sounds, when his tone when he says, when he goes trotting up to Sir Humphrey, come out, little knight.
Time for you to face the dragon.
I was like, ooh, that sounds so fucking menacing. And,
it reminds
and creepy,
me
like a dick.
Daenerys' brother.
Yeah. Viserys.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so evil. Deep down creepy.
Entitled and...
Yeah. Fucking prideful asshole.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, they go to do their little tilt. Sir Humphrey comes out, looking all proud and ready to go. Holds up his fucking lance, riding off, excited, you know. And they do their first little fucking race at each other. And I thought this, and I guess it was technically, they thought it was dishonorable, everybody in the crowd. But in a real time situation, that would be a fucking sick-ass move. If you're marching soldier to soldier, like groups of soldiers, horsemen, Bannerlord style, right? And you manage to fucking, at the last second, veer your horse to the right.
Well, I don't think he veered as much as he kind of...
It was his own body?
Circus move, yeah, kind of leaned off the horse.
It happened so quick, I thought it was almost like the horse jerked, but it is just his body.
I think that's just his body.
And it's just enough to make fucking Humphrey drop his lance, and it gave you like a real insight of the joust. Because a lot of times you just see them smash into each other and you see all the action, but that was like oh fuck, a lot of 1 second things can go wrong. And
yeah.
he could have went over the railing, all that shit. But he just races back. Fucking Targaryen turns around, he's like, Lance! He gets another one. Racing at each other again. And you got the poles, right? And down goes Arryn. And Dunk notices it, and in the books he thinks it in his head.
Yeah.
But he kind of says it in a low tone in the show. It's too low.
Yeah, his lance is too low.
I always pictured in the book that it hit like right here on the horse. So if you got the front legs of the horse, like right where the chest comes down.
Like the shoulder.
Where the straps, yeah. Down here in the middle, to where it would almost topple
like
forward.
Braveheart?
Yeah, like right through the chest. Topple forward. I didn't picture the side of the neck.
Yeah, it went like, yeah.
Keeping it alive and screaming and fucking, whoa!
And
dramatic
falls on Sir Humphrey.
And I guess nowadays,
yeah,
I guess nowadays with CGI, you get a lot less flack from like PETA, right? Yeah. Calling up the studio, going, "What did you do? Did you use any? You know, that animatronic looked really like
that horse seemed really distressed. What did you put him through?"
Yeah, like it's all fake, sweetie, nowadays, and we can make it look so good. It's insane.
Before we go to another scene, though, we did miss something, and it's during the earlier jousts at Egg and Dunk, they're doing the Egg's like, want some hot salt beef?
Oh, we did miss that little spot. Yeah, that was cute. He's like, you want some hot salt beef? He's like, oh, man, I can't eat anything but grapes and fancy things. And blah, 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 blah. Can't even finish one day.
Oh, yeah, because it's disgusting.
And the way he says that, Tisha loves it. And so it's good. Disgusting.
Yeah.
It's not disgusting. It is disgusting. Fine, then I won't buy another one. Good.
Yeah.
They're like, they got a good back and forth, those actors. It's going to be good. And I've heard they've already been marked for a second season.
Well, yeah, I mean...
I wonder if that happens with HBO, if they, like, talk about it in their negotiations. Like, if we get a good viewership the first 2 episodes, we're green light.
Yeah.
So you just fucking stay in Ireland and wait. And if you still have a job, you'll still have a job. And if not, we'll thank you for your service and all that stuff. But basically, we're going to greenlight that shit if we got 2 good episodes come out of the ratings. And then after he does that, and like you said, back to Sir Humphrey, and his leg is split, and oh God, everybody's freaking out. But the crowd starts to freak out. That I don't remember in the books. But I feel like that gives the show away to later, which does happen in the books, and I'm sure will be explained in the show. Spoiler: Arryn's defense of his actions towards the puppet girl is that she was a traitor, and denouncing the dragon like that could incite people to revolt. Well, that kind of, putting that in the show, the people already getting pissed off at the Targaryen for his fucking...
Showing they're already on edge kind of thing.
So that could be even more of an excuse. They were already throwing shit at me at the crowd, and then she goes and does this dragon thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they start throwing shit at him, and it plays that evil little music, you know, like almost an Addams Family, evil little creepy guy music, and he's just like...
And he shows Baylor or whatever just watching like, God damn, this fucking kid.
What has he done, you know? People are freaking out. Oh, the guy comes up with a big old pike, just like in the book. The horse is screaming and they don't show it, but it's enough for Egg to be like, I want to leave. And he's like, bye. You know? Dunk's like, we'll go. And as they're leaving, the fucking guards are running into town. And he tells them, you know, well, accidents happen, you know, mishaps happen on the battlefield, and if one should befall me, I need you to keep your wits about you.
Yeah, because Squire, I need a good Squire to keep strong, you know?
Yeah.
Keep his mind about him.
And he's like, I need you to, it should a mishap befall me. And Egg looks up, and you could tell he's got like fucking sadness, like he's crying, welled up crying, and he's like a puppy dog, and he's like, that was no mishap. You know? The kid's smart enough to know, and he knows his brother, obviously. They're like, the jousting is done for the day, and then it cuts to Lionel Baratheon's party, which is all not in the books, right? They always just add they just make him fun. The writers, they just add him for fun, and they sing Alice with Three Fingers, and I'm sure we need to find the lyrics for that one too. We won't sing it, but it's funny, and the little kid's sitting there listening to it with him, and he asks, Dunk, do you suppose there really was an Alice, sir? And he's like, you mean a three-fingered girl who...
A handicapped girl, please, man, with couldn't pair fingers in their bum?
in their ass? And he's like, yeah, probably was. I think there probably was. Of course there probably was, he said. Do you think your name was really Alice? And he's like, no, I think Alice is just a good name to write a song to. He's like, huh. So, a girl was so good at pleasing men in their bums that they were inspired to write a song about it, but not enough to write it down her true name. And he's like, well, if there's a lesson in that, it's for a better man than me.
For wiser men than me.
Yeah, for wiser men than me. And he's like, well, perhaps it's, like...
Song of honor.
Yeah, a song of honor, doing more, her natural gifts, making the best of her situation. He's like, one would hope for more. And then, oh man, and the kid's like, well, isn't that the kind of the point of it, giving more than what's asked, the whole arm bone, as it were. And he's like, her name's Honor, sir.
Hope.
Yeah, Hope, and it's a name to all those who invoke it. And like,
I think it shows Dunk kind of, it's like another one of those inspiring, like, maybe I can do this now.
Yeah, maybe if
I just need to give it more than what's asked.
Yeah, more than what I think needs to be done. So they walk around town, and then they see the fortune teller, which is a really cool scene. The fortune teller, money for your fortune kind of thing, and Dunk's like, sure, go ahead, not thinking nothing of it. And she's
more of like alms for the poor to him.
Yeah.
It's like, he's on hard times.
Yeah, here, go ahead. Do something for the penny that I'm going to give you, whatever. And she's, you're going to be very successful and richer than a Lannister to him. And he's like, oh, okay. I'll do the boy, And this is where it gets creepy, because she's like, you're going to be king.
It seems like with Dunk, it was more like a parlor trick, but then it's like when she looks at him, she like actually gets the vision.
Yeah, she actually gets a real one. And she's like, you shall be king and die in a hot fire, and worms shall feast on your asses, and all who know you shall rejoice in your dying. She says all this like a little kid in the street. And he's just like,
you're going to feast on my asses?
Ashes? And he's like,
why would you say that?
And he's like, and Dunk's laughing at this point. Like,
that's a good one.
Like, yeah, you're fucked. And he's like, why would she say what? Like, that's stupid. Don't worry about it. It's for fun. And Bossaway finds him.
Well, that's not in the book, right?
No, the
Made me
fortune
think-
teller's not.
Made me think about, because the way he said it, he goes, why did she say that? And he goes, why would she say what? And I'm wondering if, like, maybe it's like Egg heard that. But no one, like, she said something else maybe or something like that.
Yeah, only Egg heard it.
Something like that, I don't know.
Ooh, that could be something. That would be a cool little twist.
Yeah.
That Dunk heard something goofy and funny.
And he's laughing.
And he's laughing because he didn't hear. Because, yeah, why didn't he think about the king thing? Or maybe he'll mention it in the next episode. Like, maybe that's what, so what's with the fortune teller? That's why you were so freaked out by the fucking fortune teller, isn't it?
Yeah, because you are in line.
Because you're, like, way down the line.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, you're way down of the way down. So a lot of your family's going to die for you to get to be king, dude. Because you're like the fourth born son of a third born son.
Right, yeah, no shit.
You're not going to have a good shot. Fossaway shows up as they're continuing down the path. And I'm going to say again, I love his fucking, like, his shirt. Like, mine has here, his is like that fucking 3D embroidered apple. That is so fucking dope. I don't know why. It's not a big, strong animal, but it is dope.
And similar to Egg, this next scene does kind of make this actor, like I'm growing on him now.
Oh, yeah, real good. He offers, he says, like, I've seen you here with this boy, and he's like, this is my squire. Egg says, hello. And he's like, hello.
You can see Egg's trying to, like, avoid
Eye contact,
Yeah.
thinking that the guy won't recognize him. As I remember in the book, he even pulls his hood up quickly to, like, hide the fact that, he is who he is. And Fossaway's like, would you join me for a cup of cider? Which is cool because it's wine in the book. And I like that they made their own little twist on it that,
Because apples.
yeah, apples, and like, we make it ourselves, hard cider, so it's cool. Right in a barrel in their fucking tent. Just,
And the whole time Egg is trying to, like, hey, the puppet things are going on. I think I'm gonna
yeah,
check
I'll
it out when
go,
we
I'll
get
go,
here.
I'll go do the puppets, and
Get your
come-
shield.
and get your shield, and then I'll come find you. You can go ahead with him. Like, all right, sounds great. Your squire will attend to it. Come have a cup with me. So they're having
Cider out of a barrel.
they're having cider out of a barrel, right? And then
He's asking him kind of like, who do you mean to challenge?
yeah, who do you mean to challenge? And he says, he thinks about the deal that was offered to him, and just says that guy's name, Sir, Ashford is, me and him are pretty evenly matched. And he's like, well, he's a local favorite. You mean to play the villain, kind of thing.
Made me think, like, is it like almost like WWE? Like,
Yeah.
are you gonna come and be the heel? Like,
Yeah.
T.N.R.
You're gonna, yeah. And he's like, I don't know. And he's like,
Oh, he goes, I think he mentions Sir Arian.
oh yeah, he's like, Arian is pretty flush. Oh yeah, he's like, he's pretty pissed off about his horse being given away. And he's like,
Yeah,
little
you find
comfort
out-
to Sir Humphrey, He had to give his horse in his arms to Sir Humphrey because they ruled it as intentional, basically, without saying it because they couldn't say that about the prince.
Right.
They still
In
rewarded
the
Sir
book, I think
Humphrey.
they said Baylor made
Made it that way. yeah.
Arian give him your shit.
You fucking clearly fucking, he's crippled now. Obviously. He's probably not going to be able to compete. His legs shattered like glass. And he's like, Michael Squire thinks Arian meant to kill the horse, And he gets all quiet. And then he goes,
it's like a conspiracy.
yeah, he gets all quiet
He
first
goes
up.
like an Alex Jones rant.
First he gets quiet and he's like, and then Dunk's like, I'm just, hard to think of a knight doing
The
something
Prince
so
of the Realm.
a knight doing something so dishonorable, let alone a prince. And he's like, why?
Then he jumps into, know they're incestuous aliens, right?
They're fucking blood magicers and tyrants who burn our lands and enslave our people and drag us into their wars.
Without any consideration of our history or our customs or anything.
Yeah, fuck them. Every pale-haired cunt that gets pushed on us is worse than the last. God knows why.
Yeah.
And he's like, the most honorable thing a Targaryen could do is finish on his wife's dick. Which is awesome. And Dunk's just like,
And he regulated after a second, he's like, sorry, I kind of got a bit carried away there. I learned the tits thing from Stefan.
yeah. And he's like,
He's
He's clearly had a little cider and he's getting revved up, right? Then it shows back to the puppet show, and Egg's just enjoying it, and they're doing the Knight of the Mirrored Shield, the one that kills the dragon, right? And in the books, they have already seen this play, and it's already been described with the sawdust blood and all, but the show doesn't show it till now. And who should be there when it happens but fucking dickface Arian, and he just sits there, and the girl stabs the dragon. Everybody's already quiet because they've already all seen him.
And it's kind of egg, like, oh, fuck.
Fuck, this is gonna be bad, you know. The girl stabs the dragon, turns around.
So, like, end the show, then, like, wait for applause,
and then
it just centers audience is him.
And she drops the sword and shield, and you can just tell she knows, oh, fuck, right? Then it's back to Fossaway and Dunk, just fucking drinking and laughing.
And I like this kind of cut back to this way, is because it's showing that Dunk is getting drunk with the Fossaway. So he's not...
Of the right mind.
Yeah.
Or of full strength, or speed, or anything like that, but also not of the right mind. He sees red when a girl he likes is, you know, in danger or whatever. So they're having a drink, and he has the speech that he does have in the book about how Arian's all fucking chivalry when his dad's around, and they mention, like he said, the Makor is not there, and he's off looking for his 2 ne'er-do-wells, and the rumor is they might be dead, but likely they're drunk.
Likely Darren's just drunk, and then he kind of lists off all of the kids.
And doesn't even think about the last boy, Egg, because...
No, he does at the very end, and that's kind of when he runs in, so he says, he goes, you know about Arian or whatever?
He's like, Darren's a sod.
Yeah.
Arian's cruel and vain. And the third one's so useless, they're about to send him off to Citadel to be a maester, and that's Sir Aemon, the old man, right? And then he's like, and then when he goes,
and then the youngest one, and then that's when Egg runs in.
He's hurting her. Who, you know? Arian, the puppet girl, you know, and he runs out there. People are already kind of freaking out, and he's just the one guard, which wasn't in the book. I didn't notice he was a guard the first view through, but the second view through he does. He just don't even fuck with him.
Yeah,
he just kind of moves to the side.
Oh, the guy does the big fire boom.
Yeah. He's just like, all right, let the big fucker go through. I'm not paid enough for this shit. There's 3 more guys in there that can handle it. And then he runs in, and it does the zoom in. And does he have his sword behind her finger? Is that how he's doing it? Or he's just...
Yeah, he's just holding her, and what he does is when he pulls it back, about halfway up it breaks, and that's what you're seeing come through.
Come through, and she screams. Ooh, and that bone break does hurt.
It does like almost like when the grenade goes, it gives you that ringing in the show, and it just shows him, and then you notice a flash of red right before he charges in.
Yeah, and he just fucking goes in there and fucking thumps him in the face, just decks him in the face, then throws him.
And he hits him like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Throws him.
And then the guards grab him, and he's struggling, he's throwing one off. Arian tries to get his dagger, he fucking pops him in the face, busts his fucking face open. And then they fucking get him holding still. Ooh, he's fucking just livid, right? Arian's just, ooh. And at that point, I wondered why he was willing to stab him quickly and just kill him. But then afterwards he goes slow. Is it because everybody's now calmed down and watching, and it's going to be a
I think it's more of a
punishment thing.
Now his guards have him. He didn't know if his guards had him completely.
At that point,
it's like defense.
Yeah, you know? And now it's now I got you where I want you.
Yeah.
And he's like, why would you throw your wife away on this whore? She's scarcely worth it, just like in the books, you know. She's a traitor. The dragon ought never lose. So he's like fucking one of those nutty Targaryens. He already knew he was, but he's like to the point of harming the small folk over what is perceived to be treason. She's a traitor, you know. And then he's like, nothing to say, you know. He fills around and you loosen one of my teeth. So now we're going to start by breaking all of yours. And I did not, in the book, think curb check. I thought like, hold him and bust out his teeth,
like
or pull him out,
or
something. I never once thought American History X style, and when they went to do that in the show, I was like, oh, fuck, they're gonna get serious.
Yeah, he's gonna curb stomp his ass,
big time, and and then in runs Egg, and you know, don't hurt him, and it was cute, you know, you stupid boy.
He said,
shut up or they'll hurt you.
Yeah,
you know, they won't, or they'll have to answer to my father. And in the books, he doesn't know, he only knows one of the guards. He only really recognizes one. But in the show, he recognizes all of them. Like you, fucking whatever their name's, like Phil, Bob, you know, fucking cut it out. You know, and then they immediately stop. And Arian just looks like, oh my God. Like, you impudent little wretch.
Yeah, what happened to your hair? You cut it all off, brother, because I didn't want to look like you.
Just like in the books, and then it's just that tense music, and eggs just like, what's the matter? I'm like,
Dunk.
no, dunk, yeah. Fuck, I keep getting those mixed up. I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna start a counter.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Ding,
We'll watch
ding,
the old episodes too, and we'll
ding.
see how many times I've done it so far. We're at least at 10.
But this is the obvious ending of an episode.
Oh yeah,
we knew when,
cliffhanger.
if you'd read the book, this is where they're gonna cut off that episode.
Oh yeah, totally. It was clearly.
Which also makes you think. I was thinking about today, like, I wonder. So I didn't read Game of Thrones, and watching that was a completely different experience than watching this.
Yeah.
So like, I wonder how it is for people that don't know. Was that a big reveal? Was it kind of, were they hinting to it too hard and they kind of knew?
Yeah,
you know?
it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's true. We know it's coming,
Yeah.
so it is different. Well, they also launched another one this morning. I thought it was gonna be tonight, but I guess it was this morning.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go home and watch it, and we'll get back together next week and check that out. And that will be where he gets to fucking have his conversation with Egg and be like, whoa. And you see it, the preview, he's got his pretty fucking Targaryen, fucking black, fancy.
Dunk's chained up in a cell, but he's like eating food. telling Egg he's a liar.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And the Trial of 7. So, we'll see you there.